Hey, turn me up just a little bit. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Can I talk to you? Yeah. Can I share with you? Yeah. Something personal. Yeah. Where I've been, what I've done, who I am.
Hey, we got Anthony Lofties from Tennessee. Hi, Anthony. Woo!
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I know the times may be different right now, but I'm letting you all know that I am not at home. I'm in a different time zone. So I'm pretty sure everyone will be watching this video to catch up on what I'm saying, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. Everything on this channel, everything on this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only, and everything is in my opinion. We are protected by the copyright disclaimer, fair use, entertainment purposes only, all alleged Copyright Act of 1976. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on social media. My album is available on all digital platforms, so go ahead and stream it now. You can go ahead and purchase my book, I Get Bullied Too, and I'm telling, available on all Amazon. If you're looking for a smile makeover, hit up Roderick Cooper and use promotion code AL23 and you will get 30% off. Now, we are here to talk about Belle Collective. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I am having so much fun right now, so I'm not gonna be on here too long, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, we're talking about Belle Collective Season 1, Episode 2. And I think the title of this episode was called Tiff Happened. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, the first thing we pick up with Amber and Kayla. Basically, Stormy, she bring Kayla's over so she can have a conversation with Amber. Amber is feeling a type of way about Kayla not speaking to her. To be honest, I don't understand why Amber is so pressed about that. If the girl don't talk to you, she just don't talk to you. Now, I know some people said up here and said, well, Amber could have said something to her. Yes, she could. It's her prerogative. If she wanted to do it or not, that's on her, okay? If it was me, I'm not going to break my neck to talk to somebody. I'm just not going to do it, all right? While I'm doing it, I need to put my phone on the charger. Hold on, y'all. Cool. Now, Stormy, she made that comment at the end of it. She was like, we can have dinner. It's that little laugh like that. Ah! Stormy killed me when she do that right there. Like, girl. Maybe that's like a Stormy signature, that little scream. Ah, I'm like, girl. I would have sit up there and said, baby, Stormy, baby steps. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe y'all can have lunch and I can do a FaceTime with you to see how y'all doing and how the lunch is, okay? If you know Stormy, that's just Stormy. So I'm not surprised to hear her say, ah. All right, let's move along. Kayla said that she spoke to everybody that she could, and she wants everyone to feel welcome. She could have come up to me, and I wonder why she is singled out. Kayla said she don't remember. Stormy said we can do lunch. That was it. That's all of that scene. Next scene is Tiffany and Willie Jones. I put hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Not that Willie Jones. Anyway. So Tiffany and Willie, they're talking about they talk good. Well, Tiffany, she actually talks good about Stormy. She talked about the event, how well it looked, how the decorations, it was really good. Tiffany wants to have another baby. Willie said, baby, I don't want no child. I don't want to be like 50 years old, 60 years old with a young ass child. He said he want a vasectomy. Obviously, Tiffany don't like that. Girl, sit down. That man don't want no kids. Y'all already have a blended family. Just stop. You have a child by him, but hey, that's your vagina. You can do whatever you want to do, okay? He said he don't want no kids. Meet him in the middle. Go get a niece or a nephew, or go find somebody else's child where you can be the godmother, okay? Just like that. Okay, Tiffany wants Willie Jones to reconsider. Then it cut off. Production, I'm gonna need for y'all to get that together. Just when it was getting good, you cut the scene off. And I'm like, so what's next? Like, why would you cut the scene off soon as he say, soon as she say, would you reconsider? Okay, we get no answer. That scene could have easily moved them to go to therapy, to maybe talk to somebody else. Hell, she could have even brought Ricky Smiley in. I want you to talk to my uncle. Tell my uncle what's going on. Just like that. Whatever. But production, y'all missed that mark, in my opinion. All right, so it's Fumi and Stormy. Fumi tells Stormy that she didn't get the best feeling with Tiffany. Watching the show, it just felt like every time Fumi could have saw Tiffany, she could have said something, but it just felt like they're making us wait for so long for Fumi to actually say something to Tiffany. I don't know why, but they they're making it too long. So Amber is surprised that Fumi got that response from Tiffany. I don't understand why Amber feels that way. I kind of feel like this. Amber will continue to be friends with Tiffany as long as Stormy continue to be friends with Kayla. Yes, that's some childish ass shit. Everybody experience is not your experience, okay? You can't take that out on Stormy. That's just it is what it is. So I don't understand what the hell Amber seeing Tiffany. Her spirit of discernment is not it. You need to reevaluate that shit, okay? I don't want to say shit about reevaluating your discernment, but yeah, something ain't right, Amber. I suggest you go get an old Bible versus that new pink Bible that you had because it ain't working, okay? So Tiffany walks in and immediately Trey starts growling. One thing about a dog, and I have a puppy. Like my puppy, he's at the sitter right now. And I always tell my sitter, will you spank his butt? Put me on speakerphone. And I'm like, Pika, shut up. Pika does a lot of stuff when he's over there, but when he's at my house, he doesn't do that at all. And I'm like, one thing about a dog, they can tell if there's a good spirit in the room. The same way you get that gut feeling, be like, you know what, I don't think I need to be here. This ain't the crowd of people that I need to be around. But for her puppy to be in her arms, and that puppy just started growling nonstop, and was like, okay, that puppy was in there calm, nothing going on, just enjoying being in Stormy arms. But soon as she walk in, baby, it's some type of spirit that's surrounding you that's making that dog do that. All right. That ain't no different from when they say when a person is drunk, they telling the truth. Okay? Now move right along. And y'all keep on saying in these comments something about Stormy shouldn't have no dog in the kitchen. Bitch, shut up. Trey is the epitome of went from rags to riches. Tracy done sit up here and said, bitch, I done been abused. I done lost a leg. Now I'm living rich. I'm living the good life. I made it. I'm like, damn. Trey in the credits. If you go to Philo, and you read the credits for the 70 episodes, Trey is literally right there in the credits. That dog went from rags to riches, the epitome of rags to riches. I'm like, shit, I trade to be in Trey position. Shit. Got Gooch sitting up here getting him medicine. He said, no, I don't want that medicine. I want my medicine from my mama. That's what Trey said. Anyway, let's move right along. Oh yeah, but back to the scene, y'all saying like she shouldn't have no dogs in the kitchen. Shut the fuck up. If y'all would see Pika be running around my place, he be in my kitchen. It ain't like he on the counter just like hopping up and jumping on the food. That ain't no black folk shit. Just saying, we ain't doing that. One thing about a black family, they gonna make sure it's clean. And I say that, and I mean that. So, Stormy said that her dog Trey doesn't do that, right? All right, we got that out the way. Kayla walks in and is so pressed about I think Amber was just pressed by Kayla. This is my thing, is right here. I don't know if this is a production thing because soon Kayla walks in, Amber feels a certain type of way. However, if you know production, they can sit up here and take a facial expression that you was having a conversation with somebody else and use that facial expression to make it look like you're looking that way because somebody is walking in the door. That's why it's like I'm 50-50 when it comes to reality TV. Honestly, I might say 75-25 because that's what production does. They play these little games and they make it seem like it's something when it's really not. Okay? Now, the conversation on the TV screen, and when Fumi, she brings caviar, she basically feeds everyone her Nigerian food. Fumi, I know you be seeing me tagging you because I see in the DM that you be seeing it. Girl, you better respond. Because I know you watching. I actually got some people that's Nigerian with the company that I work for. They're having this networking event, and I told them about you. And they was like, can you please connect us with Fumi? I said, I try. They want to book you to come speak at their networking event. They have like every year. So Fumi, if you watching, girl, get to your bag. You got people that want to book you, but you better respond to my message. I bet you did. Still love you. Anyway, so Fumi, she bring out some caviar. You can tell Stormy like, mm-mm. Cause I remember a video that Stormy did when she was on I think Emirate. I think that's when she was going to a different country. I think when she met the king and she tried caviar for the first time. And I remember she was like, child, I don't like that. Mm-mm. And the amount that Fumi put on her arm, child, Trey would have been eating that. I'm sorry. I'm not eating that. Anyway, Stormy said, give her a neck bone. And I think that's why I love Stormy so much. I don't care how much money that girl got. And I don't even have to compare it to her. Let me say this. I'm a country boy. I love me a good five-star restaurant. I love me a good steak. I love the finer things. Yes, that's fine. But bitch, I love me a good bologna sandwich on the grill, especially when you put the little splits in it and you burn it to a crisp and you put a good old hot dog on the grill and you got it burnt. I don't give a fuck. I will pick that over that on steak any day. When you can put some corn on the cob on the grill, I would take that over anything. If you can't sit up, if you don't know shit about your parents cooking chitterlings outside because they don't want that smell in the house, it ain't shit you can tell me. Where I used to live at, around that curve, country people say go around the curve. Around the curve, it used to be this little hole in the wall shack called Luther Griggs. That man had the best chitterlings. The people would sit up here and drive all over just to get that shit. It's just some stuff that you just can't take out of the country person. That's why I say I can relate to Stormy. I can relate to Destiny. I'm a straight up country boy. I love my bologna sandwich, my liver cheese, my gizzards, some gravy. And when I ain't talking about that gravy that you go buy in the store and you just put that instant shit. Nah, babe, I'm talking about in that it's that cast iron skillet. I told my family when you pass, I want that skillet. I want it for myself. You can't tell me shit. I am straight up country. I grew up on a farm. I grew up baling hay, riding tractors, bulldozers. Every year we had a garden. I had bulls, horses, cows, pigs in my backyard. That's why I say, baby, I appreciate my upbringing. I know how to plant crops. I know how to do all of that. Picking greens. If you can't tell me shit about shelling peas, watching Bobby Jones, that's how you know you telling your age. Bobby Jones came on at 8 o'clock in the morning when we was before we get ready to go to church. You might catch the first and the second act, but baby, that third act, you got to watch that third act when you get back from church when it come on later on that night. That's how you know you get on up there in age when Bobby Jones came on in the morning and at nighttime. I see what you said, Bree. You said liver and gizzards are my favorite. All neck bones, I just don't touch chitlins. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I never ate chitlins yet. I can't get past the smell, but we're gonna leave that right there, okay? Now let's get back to the show, okay? So Fumi said you get a lot more when you do I want a new house. And that was basically talking about when they had the caviar on the hand. I'm sorry, looking at that. Oh, you had to pay me to eat that. I just can't see myself eating it. Anyway, they ate it. I don't think nobody liked it. I think who left a comment? I think it was Faith that left a comment said told Fumi to eat it with raw oysters. And Fumi was like, you know what? I never tried that, but I'm gonna do it. Let me know what that tastes like. But anyway, I was laughing at Stormy. She was like, I think I might be allergic. She's like, no, you're not. She tried it. Nobody liked it. They was trying to tell Tiffany, girl, swallow. And keep in mind, I'm only going off of the show. And so it looked like it was turning into a sexual thing, if that makes sense. Which I'm following along because I can be a freak anyway. So I am a PK. The preacher kids be the worst ones, right? Exactly. So they was telling Tiffany to swallow, and I don't know how it just turned from that to ask Stormy. So do you swallow? And that's what I love about Stormy. As successful as that woman is, she can still come down to earth and be like, bitch, just because I got money, I do that shit too. My freak number might be a 10, it might be a 20, it might be a 5, just depending on the day. She said, I've done it before. And to take away from it, when you're married or you're with someone that you want to commit to, you will do certain things. That's just love. It is what it is. You want to try something one time. It may not work for you. And then here comes Tiffany. They made it seem like Tiffany was like, what she say? I've done it before, or what did Tiffany say? That she haven't done it, but she does everything else. I have to go back and look at that scene because I want to make sure I got it right. But if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that she did say that she has done it because I think it was Sonetta that said something to her. I have to go back and look at that scene. So I don't want to misquote it. But only thing I can sit up here and say that's why I love Stormy so much because she's so down to earth and she's very honest and transparent about what the hell she do. Baby, I don't got to lie to you. I'm a, I'm a freak. I'm a freak. And then I love that Fumi jumped right in and set up here and said, bitch, I'm trying to get a house. If we put a list together, there's not nothing on, pretty much not that much on that list that I wouldn't do. Bitch, she said I'll get on the goddamn handstand. Go ahead, fool me. You better get your $5.6 million house. I don't blame you. Do what you need to do to get your house. Sam, you better be enjoying it. I've had some good days. I had some bad days, but bitch, I won't complain. Cause you get your stuff. Anyway, baby, they had that TD Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed up? Okay. Fumi said you get a lot more when you do. I want a new house, so she gonna make sure she get the house. Fumi say Tiffany. So basically Fumi brought up to Tiffany that I heard you was having an event, and it basically seemed like Tiffany was like, yeah, like, but where's Samuel? So that's why you didn't get an invite. And Tiffany on the end, Fumi was like, oh, okay. I'm like, well, she kind of told you for me. If your man ain't here, ain't no reason for me to give you no invitation. So Stormy basically asked Amber, are you going? And Amber was like, I'm hosting. So they back on they asked Kayla if she's coming. And Fumi was like, I thought you was married. Basically, she's like, I'm divorced. They didn't go into too many details when they go to Kayla. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get it. Let it go, Elsa. Stormy says she is channeling her everyday royal, but when it comes to royal fashion, her name is Fumi. Real talk, Fumi, your wardrobe. And once again, I need to teach y'all. Tiffany, you did this right here. That's not it. When you want to give somebody props and give them tea, it's this. It's that finger. It's the middle finger. It's that one. Okay? You see that? Not this. It's this. Okay? All right, cool. So Tiffany tells her story. She put her dress on layaway and got pregnant on a honeymoon. Mm, I question that too. I really do. Not trying to say that it wouldn't happen, but mm, but also when Tiffany made that statement, sent up her saying that I do everything else, I'm sorry, y'all need to put a gay person on there. Cause I would have sat up there and said, well, since you do everything else, do you eat your husband's ass? Do he cock them legs up or cock them back to his neck? Is it on his neck and his back? Shit. Anyway, Fumi, she basically tell the girls about her situation with Tiffany. It goes over to Stormy and Lala. The photo shoot with Stormy and Lala. Lala basically tells Stormy, she was like, the way your brain operates is like something that basically that needs to be studied. I agree with that. Stormy, her ass always working. Always working. And in my head, I'm like, bitch, put your laptop down. And it's like, I know I work a lot, but damn. She like beyond the Energizer Bunny. I'm like, okay, whatever, Stormy, get the job done. So next thing you know, we're gonna go to Kyla, and I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I didn't care about the scene with with Kayla and Jason. I didn't care about this scene. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, next scene, Stormy's team meeting. Okay, so let's talk about this because now you all see I put in my thumbnail. I have not Kayla. I have Delano and I have Faith. Faith is on the left side and Delano is on the right side. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Faith is one of the baddest people when it comes to being an esthetician. So if y'all want to follow Faith, Faith Instagram is what's her Instagram called? Faith the skincare coach. Yep. So make sure y'all go ahead and follow Faith. I'm gonna put that in the chat right now, and I'll put that on my screen because we're gonna dissect that scene right now. So, all right, I just put it on here so y'all can go ahead and follow that. Now, and I spelled it wrong, but you'll get it. Anyway, Stormy, she basically have a team meeting with with her group, and basically they were supposed to do like what 500 videos. Now, Delano is on the right side on the thumbnail, and you have Faith on the left side. She basically asked about the situation, like how did everything go, and there was pretty much only one person who had something to say from what we watched, and that was Delano. His name is Delano Halo. Y'all go ahead and look him up. Make sure you follow him. I give a person their props when it's due. The boy is bad when it comes to videography, content creations, just putting together a vision that you want. All right. Now, watching the scene, I'm going to talk to you as a viewer, and then I'm gonna switch over to actually learning about the individuals. Okay. Now, watching the scene and not really knowing anything about it, I will honestly say I will be disappointed. But since I know some of the people and I've actually been around them, I can actually speak on their character. So that's what make it a little tricky when you're trying to be associate slash friend, if that makes sense, versus production as a blogger. I'm not saying a production on the show. All right. So I'm gonna show you all a few things. I took a few screenshots and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Delano, he basically said that he and Faith almost bumped heads a little bit. And as you see in the scene, Faith was looking like, huh? Like, what you talking about? We almost bumped heads. So, as you can see, everyone started laughing. Now, I probably would have laughed too because Chanel's timing of that fan bitch, it's quiet as fuck. So the theatrics of that fans and I would have bust out laughing too. That ain't no different from that little violin saying womp 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 womp. It was the perfect timing for her to do that fan. So I would have been like Ben and everybody else like laughing like damn bitch Chanel. At all the times, this when you want to pop the fan, pop the fan. All right. So moving forward. All right. Now watching this show, I'm going to play a clip. All right, because I want you all to see exactly what I'm saying. What is it? It's right here. So download desktop. Okay, here we go. This part right here.
Of the week?
I mean, everything has been great so far, but I think me and Faith almost bump heads a little bit.
Now you see right there when she did the fan, it was quiet in the room. So for her to do bomb, I would have bust out laughing too. So let's play it again.
We decided to go on the road
Hold
to,
on.
get an interview. So I decided to go to Publix. Now Faith came to my block.
Okay, is it still playing? Okay. Hold on, y'all. All right, there you go. Mhm. Video. Here you go. Okay.
Look. Here I have my customer smelling the product. You have your customer right here. Look.
So that part right there is what really got me. It made it seem like Chanel and the team they were laughing, but it also made it seem like the team was instigating to make it look like Delano was attacking her. From knowing the people, that's not their character, okay? I would have loved to see the video of Delano actually speaking to the actual guy. Like, how can I say it? I felt like he copied and cut maybe the place where to get to where Faith came in. Anybody that know Faith, they know Faith has always helped people, and like hell, she helped me out before, but she has always helped people to the point where if something's going wrong, she's gonna make it seem like, hey, let me do something for you to make it seem like you can get this. Now I'm gonna put this picture up here. Now right here, I've been to Stormy's events. When it comes to influencers, I've never seen influencers like have people to bend over. Normally they pick it up and they actually let them smell them. My honest opinions with Delano, I feel like you're trying to come out from behind the camera to be in front of the camera. But keep in mind, I can only go off with what you put on your social media. I've seen you put on your social media that you want to start your podcast, you want to do certain things. Also, you recently just did an interview with the Porsche show. And I know for a fact that you said on the show that you were nervous. So you're just now stepping into being in front of the camera. So also you talked about how you sold cars like before you got into videography. You know, when you sell cars, I used to sell cars for Kia. And what we used to do is when we would have a customer, we would tag team them sometime. When I can't get it, we will bring somebody else in to help. And that's the way I look at Canvas Beauty. Everyone is a team. So if we see that someone is somewhat falling short a little bit, we somewhat jump in to help them, not to make them feel bad. So I can't see Faith being that individual to jump in to try to take a customer. That's just based off of what I've seen with the Canvas click. Everybody. I normally see everyone trying to help one another. For example, I just had an event and I got some constructive criticism from Stormy. I remember she told me, she said, "Hey, don't turn your back towards the camera." So of course I'm going to listen to the queen of TikTok. In my opinion, I'm going to take heed to that and be like, you know what, you're right. I'm not going to turn my back. And even though there's a camera over there, but hey, I'm going to listen to this individual. So I feel if Faith stepped in to assist you, there's a possibility that there was something that you were doing wrong. And just from looking at this picture right here, I could tell that you were doing something wrong because normally the canvas click, they normally pick up the item so they can smell it. And you can go to a lot of videos where they're not reaching over or bending over to actually smell it or point out to it. Um Also, Delano, you do have an accent. I'm country as hell. Maybe you might need a little more work with when I guess when it comes to being an influencer, if that makes sense. I don't think Faith intentions were to make you look bad or to try to steal your customers. I don't think so. Because even when I went to the canvas and the La La thing, there was a lot of times where the influencers was crossing each other to help each other out. I think maybe you could have maybe looked into that the wrong way. Like you probably could have went too deep. So, but also at the same time, I'm not used to Delano being an influencer. I'm used to him actually capturing the content. So, yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and play the entire video from there. And I'm going to pause it as well. So let's go ahead and get into this video type.
Week. I mean, everything has been great so far, but I think me and Faith almost bump heads a little bit.
Right there. If you look at her body posture, she's looking like, hold on, what you talking about? What's the situation that's going on? Because you can look at Faith and tell like she didn't know what was going on. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving. Right there go the fan. It's quiet. Chanel popped that fan like, what the fuck? But at the time, man, I would have laughed too. You see, being laughing.
We decided to go.
Everybody is laughing except for Stormy, because Stormy like, this is a group meeting. I'm the boss. I need for you all to focus and pay attention. I asked the question, but don't make this a laughing matter.
On the road to, get an interview. So,
and you see, Stormy is looking directly at Faith. One thing about Stormy is that she cares about all of her employees, okay? Everybody. And she's never that type of person that want to make it look like someone is being singled out, somebody is being attacked. However, she want to give both sides a chance to basically voice their opinions, okay? You can just see that all over her facial expression because you can see the concern on her face, all right?
I decided to go to Publix. Now, Faith came to my block, and she literally started taking all my customers.
From looking at her facial expression, it gives that fake smile like, okay, where are you going with this? Like that Mama Joy's candy vibe, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Okay.
Sound like drug lords. Like, no.
They sitting up here looking like, okay, what's going on? Like a drug lord. Okay, go ahead.
Blocks.
It's not our clients, it's Kim's clients.
I agree with Faith right there. She said this is not our clients, they're all Canvas clients. You see Freshie looking like, okay.
We have 500 videos to get done, right? If I'm
Even Kylie, you see her eyes is getting a little big, like, okay, what's going on? Am I missing something? Because the only person that seemed to be in their feelings is Delano.
targeting a customer or trying to get one interview, there's no way that you're supposed to come to the same customer when we have 400 different customers walking in public.
It honestly feel like Delano is in his feelings about something. Like I say, I'm so used to him being behind the camera. I'm not used to him being in front of the camera, okay? So maybe this is like a different person than what I'm used to, okay? So I'm not used to him like talking about his content as being an influencer.
Was there like a hijacking of clients?
We're at a busy intersection. Faye could have easily went across the intersection and target different people.
Real right
So you listen to Faith sit up here and say, look, this can't be real. And you see Freshie is right beside her. He's somewhat laughing like, I somewhat agree with you, like, this can't be serious. Like, are you serious? Like, what's really going on?
Faith, we have the video right here.
Now, this is where it get messy. Delano basically say we have the video right here. And it almost made me wonder, like, how long have you been sitting on this? Like, as you go on in the video, he say that he kind of he like, what he say? I lost a little respect for her. And he said he'd been paying attention, what, like a week ago or the past week or something like that. It almost feels like you was waiting for her to mess up. Okay, let's play it.
Look.
And that part right there, Chanel, the theatrics, it's like you're instigating it. But to know Chanel, you all would have to know that she is not that type of person at all. That's why I feel like it could probably be putting on for the cameras and almost let's get this scene over with and give people what they want. I don't want to do it, but if I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna make sure I do it right. Like give them whatever they want so we can get this scene over with. But I can tell you 100% that Chanel is not that type of person, baby. Chanel is like the mother auntie vibes. Like she ain't with all that mess, okay?
Look, here I have my customer smelling the product. You have your customer.
And you see Freshie right there. Freshie is laughing at this like, bro, you are really over there taking this shit too damn seriously. Someone said, no, I wasn't there when it happened, so I wanted to see the evidence in real time. Okay, Chanel, I see you right here. And Chanel, you laughing in the comments too. Y'all make sure y'all Chanel, you baby, your picture look good. The fuck? Okay, Chanel. I don't think he was too wrong. It was definitely a great TV moment. I did feel sorry for Faith. Okay, cool. Okay, I see y'all comments in here. Cool. But one thing I can say is that overly loaded. Okay. Chanel did put the cherry on the top. She did with the whole bump. I'm sorry, I would have been like being them. I would have laughed too. I'm like, bitch, it's quiet as hell. Then you gonna pop this damn fan? I would have laughed too. So let's go ahead and get back into it.
Right here, look what Fate does.
I think we're scared.
You keep your
Now look at this picture right here. You see this man? He's down to earth. He's pointing. He's going down. That's something that Canvas Beauty doesn't really, they don't really do that. I'm used to them picking up the fragrance and actually either they're going to hand it to them or they're going to let them smell it. They don't normally have people to go down, and I'm just saying, like, I'm not used to that. To be honest, from the outside looking in, it's giving first time content creator. I could be wrong, but that's exactly what it's giving for me. Okay, Faith, you sit here and say, Chanel, I love you. See, that lets you all know there's love within that group. And when Stormy said they're a family, like they really are a family. I just feel like it could have been like a huge miscommunication. Do I feel like Delano have that relationship with Faith where he could have went and said something? I do. But during the time that the meeting was coming up, I'm like, okay, he decided to put it out there. And maybe it was just the wrong call. Somebody, you have to pick it up and allow them to experience it and live in the moment of the product. Exactly. So I'm not wrong in this because I swear every time when we did that Canvas Beauty, even the videos on Instagram, you see them taking it out and letting them smell it. So, okay, I'm right about that. Okay, cool. Chanel, you said I love you right back, Faith. Okay, Chanel. Let's go ahead and continue watching.
skin moisturized.
Now, that facial expression right there with Delano looking at Faith. So, my honest opinion, Delano, I think you felt this. Of course, you did feel a certain type of way about Faith basically saying, do you moisturize? I honestly feel like Faith was trying to help you. That's why I keep saying I want to see the entire video. I want to see you actually telling the person to come over. I want to see you explain everything about Canvas Beauty. I want to see if you know the ingredients. How did you market Canvas Beauty as a influencer, not a videographer? That's what I want to see. I'm not trying to say that you're not good enough, but I'm not used to seeing you in front of the camera. So that's why I'm asking these questions, because when you show the video, you only show when Faith came to say something. But the question is, why did she do that? Okay, thank you, Britt. I see. Thank you. Maybe Delano just need a little training before doing street interviews, and I'm with you on that. And this isn't to derail or deter him from wanting to be an influencer. We're so used to your work when it comes to doing like the TikTok lives, the weddings and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with getting assistance and getting help from other people. Cool. Britt, I'm glad you're on the same page with me. I get that. But she shouldn't have done that on TV. With all due respect, it wasn't on television until he brought it up. I feel like the people on television never would have known this if Delano never would have brought it to television. So you can't say I get that, but she shouldn't have done that on TV. It never would have been brought up if Delano never would have brought it to television. So you can't say that Faith brought it to television when she wasn't the one that said anything about it. Okay, and here goes Shannon. Delano is a good person. He was just not playing no games when it came to his blog. But Faith always hold her own, and I think with her personality, she was just trying to be a team player. I agree with you 1,000, 1,000,000, 100% on all of that. It's like you almost have to laugh at this. Delano, because Delano is a good person. He is a sweet person. If you actually know his story of where he came from and how he became who he is today, it would make sense. So I get it. Delano, he's a sweet guy. He's a good person. He was just playing no games when he comes his black. Okay. Okay. If I have your number, I'm talking to you and not in front of a group. Okay, we're going to get to that, okay? Okay, point taken. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you see exactly where I'm coming from. I appreciate that because you just said you think that Faith shouldn't have done it on television. Thank you so much. At least we can agree. So, okay, cool. So far, I'm loving the show. I'm loving the show too. All right, let's go ahead and continue with the with this thing.
She goes in her bag and she
Okay, Chanel laughing,
in my customer's face. You can't.
Pressure laughing, but when it's all said and done, Faith, she's not with it, and I understand why she's not with it. Okay, Sh- if I was her, I probably would feel attacked or something. But we're gonna move on. Okay.
Do that. I don't think this is funny.
Now that is the boss in a percent. I don't think this is funny. Why I love Stormy so much, she putting her foot down. Like, hold on, like, calm down. This is a team meeting. I don't think this is funny. Like, come on now.
I'm hoping that I can be able to help them hear each other's sides and diffuse this situation.
Okay, Stormy, I got to stop you right there. What the hell is diffuse? Diffuse is not a word. I know diffuse. I I had to rewind it back so many times. Like, did she say diffuse? Siri, look up diffuse. Is that a word? Storm is diffuse, not diffuse, okay?
Because the last thing that we need is for a creative camp to go south because the live is so close.
Her facial expression, you see she's not comfortable with all of this, okay?
My issue with you right now is you waiting until she says something. Well, Delano, you could have said something to me first.
I agree with that 100%. If me and you are cool and we have the relationship that I think that we have, if we've been knowing each other for a long time, you could have said that directly to me. And I would have sit up there and say, you know what, I apologize. Didn't no intentions to like make you feel that way. I'm sorry. I understand. I agree with Faith 100%. I see all sides on this, okay?
But I'm gonna keep it 100. Sometimes you need to hear in front of people.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, Delano, that neck movement would have gotten you slapped. Like, it's like sometimes you need to, If it was me, in the words of Funka Dineva, Faith, you a better woman than I will ever be. Because if it was me, I would have told Kylie to get up. The lady that's sitting beside her, move. I would tell Chanel, I need y'all to move over to the side because you would have got slapped in your face. Because you start your body language took it to a place where it's like, I said what I said. Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to pay attention to your movement. And that's where I think it went left right there. Okay? Somebody said, she always say diffuse, even when talking about the card. Somebody said he was holding that in. Okay. Somebody said that dress was bomb storming. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on.
Sometimes you need to hear from other people.
And if you see that, you see Chanel's facial expression, you see Kylan's facial expression, I think it took a turn when he started doing the neck movement because it felt like, okay, I'm serious about this, all right?
This is my question. He won the audience. So what we gonna say?
And you still see Faith is in the situation like, you know what, I'm not cool, I don't like all of this or whatever, so you want an audience. So that's why you waited to say this in front of Stormy and the team. Fresh over there looking like, Fresh got some cute eyes.
Talk about that.
It doesn't give audience. I don't need an audience because I have a platform.
Okay. Now, I don't need an audience because I have a platform. Be very careful about the words that you say, okay? Because that line can give cocky. I'm just gonna leave that right there.
I don't think Delano was wanting an audience. I feel like Delano more so was answering the question that I posed.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Stormy said, I don't think that he wanted an audience. To Stormy defense, she did ask the question. Delano did answer it. Faith felt that he should have said something to her instead of bringing it in front of the group. All right, let's move on.
If I offended you, I sincerely apologize.
Hold on. Somebody said, no, like Faith said, Delano should have addressed that with Faith immediately. I heard it as cocky to Anthony. Okay, thank you.
That could have been said to me when we got back.
I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Now, when she said that, you seen Kylan head was moving like Kylan was basically agreeing with what Faith was saying. You could have said that directly to me instead of bringing this in front of everybody else. Kylan was shaking her head like, yeah, you're right. He could have said that. And I honestly think if he would have said that to Faith, Faith could have said what she had to say, and maybe he could have understood why she probably came in and said that. And also, Delano, you have to look at it. Everybody knows Faith as an esthetician. She knows a lot about moisturizing. She knows everything about a lot about skin types, what to use, what not to use, what to do. You may not know those things because, like I said, once again, we're not used to seeing you in front of a camera, but you're talking to someone who's used to helping people with their skin. He could have probably said something when she asked the question, do you moisturize? And he said no. She could have probably said something that you could have probably learned from her, if that makes sense. Let's go from there.
I kind of lost a little respect for you because I watched you the whole weekend, and this is just me being real.
Hold on. This part right here, you said I lost a little respect because I watched you the whole week. When you said that, it almost make it seem like you're trying to build something against her. What exactly did she do for the entire week? And it's almost like you was waiting for your moment to actually say something against her. So it's like, I lost a little respect for you. I was actually watching you. Now, don't get me wrong, can Faith talk over a person? Yes, she can. But if you know Faith, she's not doing it to be malicious or to make you feel like you're less than. It's nothing like that. If Faith fooled me, they can talk the paint off the wall, but with Faith, you gonna laugh. I'ma say that. I love me some Faith.
Faith, what's wrong?
Now, this part right here, Freshie, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. Y'all been laughing. Now you trying to rub on me. I probably said, nigga, get your hands up off me. Chanel said, oh, there you go. Faith is very well educated when it comes to all things skin. I mean, she put her all into skincare education. 100% agree. I definitely agree. Hey, I gotta drive to Huntsville because she gonna get me together. And I can tell you right now, I'm the worst when it comes to a routine, getting my skin. I've never been that person to have a routine to do that. But you are 100% correct on that, Chanel. But this is rubbing me when I'm feeling sad. I would say, don't touch me. Don't touch me right now because y'all asses was just sitting over there laughing. All right, let's go ahead and move on.
What's wrong? What is it?
Freak Delano.
Stormy asking what's wrong. What is it? I still feel like Stormy, she's not feeling what's going on. Junior, he's not really saying anything. He's just quiet. Junior gonna be Junior, all right?
I don't to say that. That's not fair.
But you can't cry.
That's not fair.
Now, Chanel, out of all the theatrics you just did, you stood up here and
Faith is
said,
to crying.
I can't be
I'm contagious crying. Now, that part did take me out. But the thing is, Chanel has a big heart, okay? And when she says she's contagious to crying, that is 100% true. Chanel will have a good time, but Chanel does not like to see nobody sad. She does not like to see nobody hurt. Like, Chanel will give you the shirt off her back just to make sure you are okay. That's just who Chanel is. I think, like I say, everything was funny at first with the whole fan, but it went to a place that nobody saw that was coming. So, of course, facial expression, like, okay, hold on now. Like, what's going on? Chanel had me dying laughing watching this back. Exactly. You said I didn't like when she was crying. No, sir. Watch someone is kind of eerie to me. Okay, to sit and watch someone is kind of eerie to me. Yep, I get it. I hate seeing you cry, Faith. You didn't deserve to hear that. It's obvious you didn't mean any harm. Now, I will say for somebody to tell me that they lost a little respect for me, but then follow up with I've been watching you for a certain amount of time, that will make me side eye you. Like, so what have you been thinking? Has somebody got in your ear? Could you not have come directly to me and voiced your concerns or whatever? That would make me look at you a little funny, all right? Let's go ahead and keep it moving.
faking it and tell you, oh, yes, it's fine. And I'm being a hypocrite behind your back. I can't do that.
Okay, so you said you can't be a hypocrite behind your back or faking it. However, you're contradicting what you just said. If you said that you've been paying attention to someone for a week and you lost a little respect, you been faking it, sweetheart. You felt a certain kind of way. That's faking it. Maybe you didn't realize that, but you been going along with the flow. Going with the flow, sweetheart. Just saying. All right, let's move on.
I'm going to tell you how I genuinely feel.
You're going to tell a person how you genuinely feel, but you didn't tell them right then and there. You waited a minute to tell them in front of an entire group. Fresh, your lips shiny as fuck.
And we have to move on.
I just want people to be able to express themselves in group settings and critiques.
She want people to express themselves in group settings. I agree with that, but also I do feel like they need to be able to express themselves amongst each other without you being there. Um, I understand that Stormy is the boss, but sometimes as a boss, you can't be involved with everything that goes on with your team. You have to move yourself out the way and trust that your team can handle that without you being there. Because if you always have to put yourself in a place where you have to get it together, then what team are you building? You have to let your team grow and develop on its own. So to the point that if you leave, I have so much trust in my team that I know they got this. So there needs to be some type of relationship. I don't know if it's some type of therapy, but they need to be able to talk amongst themselves to basically move on, to move forward.
Are a part of that. We don't always like what the next person got to say, but it's not always an attack. My role in this space.
Now I do agree with that. Everything isn't always an attack, and Stormy can tell you that firsthand, especially from being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I agree with that. There are certain ways, like there's nothing wrong with constructive criticism, nothing at all. Um, I just feel like there's a way that you go about doing it. To be honest, I just wish Delano would have just had a conversation um with Faith. I mean, maybe if y'all have a next season, it would be nice to actually do a follow up and actually have them to have a conversation talking about that. You never know. I mean, I get it. What was that look? Somebody said rewind. You said rewind. Hold on.
And critiques are a part of that. We don't always like what the next person got to say.
Now I will say this, Delano. I was side eyeing you with one of your facial expressions because after she said that, it was a look that you gave, like you was a smiling little smirk, and I kind of questioned who are you looking at when you did that. Now, who was it? Um, that's the look right there. It almost make it seem like you kind of premeditated, like you knew you was going to do that. That look was, oh shit, I don't know. And it kind of made me question your motive of bringing that up in front of the group. That's my honest opinion. Because it kind of looked like you had a little smirk, like, like I got her. But I could be wrong.
But it's not always an attack. My role in this space is to allow everybody the opportunity to be heard, to be felt, and to make sure we keep this situation with a lid on it. Out of
So, Stormy, she's voicing her opinion. We're almost done.
all the critiques I've ever sat in, I was able to find something that helped me be better. And that's what I want midweek critique to be.
Now, love Stormy down. However, I do feel like even though Delano said what he said, it puts the boss in a difficult situation. Like you want Delano to be able to voice his concerns, but you also don't want Faith to feel like she's been attacked. I honestly feel like she should have removed them from the group to actually let them have a private conversation versus being in front of everybody. Because once that happened, that gets the entire group to talk about how did you feel like when Delano said such and such. Now everyone is having a conversation about that. You know.
I don't need no discord, especially when we're so close to doing something record-breaking, like having a 48-hour live stream.
I agree with that. Great. Somebody said great point. Delano is super talented with capturing content on film. Can't ever deny that. You 100%, I agree. And do you see this right here? This is the team right here. You see Chanel, you see Faith. I don't think Delano is in here, but with all this situation that's been going on, their team, they can still give credit to when it's due. She's still saying great things about Delano. Chanel is still saying great things about the entire situation. So that shows you the type of team that they have. Okay, it happened. We're moving on. Good TV. We're giving y'all something that y'all can watch. It is what it is. Cause I'm gonna be real honest. Yeah, I haven't seen nobody that can touch Delano when it comes to capturing something. The boy is amazing.
Family. We gonna get bigger, and we gonna have to lead teams under us. Damn.
That part right there, it looked like Delano was looking at. I might need you to run my kid. It looked like Delano was looking at Faith. Sometimes I feel like, does he regret saying that from after seeing this on camera? I don't think that's his heart. I honestly feel like it was a big miscommunication. To be honest, that's actually what it was. If he could have just said something to Faith during that time, I feel like Delano honestly got in his feelings when Faith was actually trying to help you. That's like, let's just say Faith is recording something on her phone. Delano could come over there and be like, hey, hold your camera like this. Delano knows about angles. He know how to capture things. So of course, Delano is like the king of capturing, basically. So that's no different from Faith walking up saying, hey, do you moisturize? You're learning from each other. So it makes sense. This is also a TV edit. In real time, we all end it in prayer. See, exactly. Those are things that people don't see. And that's why I think one thing I hate about reality television, Chanel, is that a lot of things, that scene could have went on for 2 hours, but we only get to see maybe 5 minutes of that entire scene. And it probably didn't, it 9 times out of 10, it didn't even end the way that we're looking at it. So with you saying that y'all ended in prayer, it had to end on a good note. Now, I don't need nobody going up there saying, Delano, you da da da. It ain't that type of thing. One thing about Canvas Beauty Team, baby, they gonna be a team at the end of the day. They still gonna get the job done. If a person in their feelings, they gonna get over that shit quick as hell, okay? So I say, amen. Thank you, Chanel. I like that they in the meeting and pray. What you said, because some people don't have it. It ended in prayer. So that lets you know that it ended on a good note. You're basically just looking at a production edit. All right. So after we finish that, it goes to Tiffany's party. And I forgot to talk about this at Fumi party. If y'all look at the picture when Stormy was like, I'm gonna work the door, you could tell that her and Fumi was talking to each other with them eyes. Cause look at Fumi, look at Stormy. I'm gonna work the door. I'm gonna work the door too. Bitch, I see you. We see each other. Now let's get back to Tiffany party. So Stormy come in, she working the door. Amber hosting. Fumi comes in. They all working the door. Taking pictures, picking up trash. That's all they doing. I thought it would have been like more couples, but it looked like it was maybe like 4 couples in a small place. I'm like, damn, y'all running from the living room to the kitchen. I'm like, okay, go ahead. Now, Sonetta, she walks in. Her man say that he didn't want to come. Child, he didn't want to wear another DiGiorno outfit. Fumi walks in. So Fumi and Sonetta, they decide to be partners. I agree with Stormy. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna play that damn video game. Not video game, but I'm not gonna suck anything out of a straw between somebody legs and you got 3 other people. I'm not doing that. That might as well would should have just had an orgy. Fumi decided to pull Tiffany to the side. They have a conversation. I really just wasn't feeling the Tiffany attitude. Tiffany, I'm just sick of you. I really am. But that's Tiffany being Tiffany. Fumi tells her it said, and Stormy being said, I just it's to be continued. Obviously, we see to be continued. You're gonna see Stormy talking to Fumi outside. Fumi just sick of it. She done with all that mess. Auntie Rita, I see you said that Tiffany is a pretender. I agree with that. I heard that I don't know nothing about that. Not trying to get into that. Um I know Courtney was happy he didn't come. Girl, Courtney ain't trying to be a part of that shit. Girl, we was at the campus of La. He was like, "You recording me?" I forgot who he was talking to. Man, Courtney is not trying to be in front of no damn camera. If he in front of the camera, it's only because of his wife. You see on that episode, she was like, "You made my night." Yeah, cause he in front of the damn camera. He ain't trying to be in front of that shit. He gonna do whatever he got to do to make his wife happy. That's it. If he don't got to do no extra shit, he ain't doing that shit. Courtney a nigga. Like, he really a nigga. He ain't fuck that bullshit. The industry life is for his wife and he ain't trying to be a part of that shit until she really needs him and that's it. But y'all, that was basically the review for this episode. Um yeah, that's pretty much it. When it's all said and done, Canvas Beauty, they're still a team. They're no different from no other team. They have their ups, they have their downs. They're able to voice their opinions and they're able to keep it moving and move on like any other company. Delano, he's a sweet guy. It was basically a big miscommunication. That's the way I look at it. All right. I want to thank Chanel for being in here, Faith for being in here, everybody that was watching. Now I'm finna get back to minding my business and drinking my water. Y'all have a good day, and I appreciate y'all stepping by. And make sure y'all watch Belle Collective, all right? Y'all have a good night, okay? Bye.